Hey guys, welcome back to the next video in the Flappy Bird series. This video, if you remember the last video, we made the pipe pairs, but they weren't moving; they were just at the left side of the screen. So this video, we're gonna initialize them to the right off the screen, and we're actually gonna initialize a few sets of them so that there's gonna be 3 sets, and they're gonna start at the off the screen to the right, and they're gonna scroll to the left, and then once they get off the screen, they're going to set themselves back on the right side of the screen. So to do this, I'm going to edit my pipe pair class. I'm going to add some methods here to make this easy. So instead of this init class, we're going to let's make a private void re-init pipes. And this is going to reinitialize the pipes to the right side of the screen when they're off the screen. Okay, so utils.getRe. It's going to be pretty similar to this init method, except, well, yeah, it's going to be pretty much the same thing. So let me copy this. And we're going to have this new one, x displacement, place screen. Some of these I have to define. I'm actually just copying some of this from the, since I've already done the work, I'm just copying it. Just do that to go faster, otherwise I don't want you guys to like sit and watch me think about how to do things. So basically this is x displacement is how much we need to shift the pipes to get them back on the right side. And that's going to depend on what we want the pipe spacing to be and how many sets we have. So let's just add these pipe spacing. No, I didn't want that. Static final float. So let me see what I set this to really quickly. Pipe spacing is 200 pixels. And we actually have 3 sets of them. 3 sets of pairs is what that's going to mean. So let's go back here. It's all good now. And actually, this is going to be slightly different. It's going to, when it does a set position, it's going to do bottom pipe. It's going to get the x, get the current x, and add this x displacement. And same for the top. It's going to get the, it's going to get its x position, add the x displacement to it. Okay. Then we're going to have some methods in here instead of just this init. So this is re-init pipes. That's for when it gets the off the left edge of the screen. We're going to have 3 methods for, instead of init, it's going to be init the first set. So when the game initially starts up, we're going to initialize one set that's going to be close. It's going to be off the screen, but it's going to be closest, and then there's going to be another set, another pair of pipes after that, and then there's going to be a 3rd set even further off the screen. So we're going to have this method for init first, and we're going to set that up with a get random y opening and bottom pipe set position, and here we're going to put this we're going to have this constant starting x position, which we defined up here, it's 400. So I think, so that's just off the screen a little bit to the right hand side. and yeah, initialize it with the random, position and all that. So that's all. That's all we're going to do for that. And we're going to make another one just like this, except it's going to be init second. And that's going to be starting x. It's going to be the same, except the starting x position plus the constant we just made, which is the pipe spacing. Okay. Now, there you go for that. And then we're going to do the init third set method. So another method is pretty much the same, except plus this times 2. Okay. So you might be wondering why, these methods are so similar. Why not just have one method where you pass it a parameter for first, second, or third? Well, I think this is a little bit better because, when you're making methods, it's usually good to have the method do one thing and do only one thing. So if you have a method that takes a parameter and behaves differently depending on a parameter, then that can be misleading sometimes in terms of what the method is doing. And when you make your methods, you really want to be careful in terms of naming them so that the name kind of describes exactly what they do and they don't do anything more than that. Otherwise, you're going to introduce a lot of bugs, and your methods aren't very interchangeable. You can't, I could add some things maybe to the init first method that it doesn't just init the pipes. Maybe I want to make it do something else with the pipes. And later on in your game, if you add stuff, you want to use this init method, you really, it might be doing other things that you don't want it to do, instead of just initializing your pipes to the first position. So I know that might not make sense at this point if you're early on in your career, in your video game development career, but trust me, you really want to keep your methods small and make them do one thing and do only one thing. So anyways, moving on. What's the next step I have to do? Let's make our pipe move. So we're going to put another constant here, and it's going to be called velocity, or move velocity float. Okay. And I think we need to make it in the act method. It's going to be the same thing. So, same as our bird. When we're acting alive, we're going to update the position. And actually, we just need to set the velocity correctly. So let's set the velocity in the constructor method. We're going to set the velocity to move velocity. And I think this is going to be negative, right? So let's go back to the gameplay. Pair.init init first. Okay. Okay, so we need to make three sets here. So what's the cleanest way to do this? Oh yeah, one more thing we're gonna do. We need a private array list. Wait, where's the, there's a LibGDX one, I'm sure. Let me go consult the code that I've already written. Damn, I can't find it. List, what is it called? List? Array. I think it's just array. Array of pipe pairs. Okay. So yeah, this is a LibGDX array. So make sure you got that. I think it has some minor improvements over like a Java array. To me, it doesn't really matter. I just use this one because it was made for LibGDX, so why not? I think here it has some description of what's better about it, but yeah. Avoids a memory copy when removing elements. Great, so it's slightly better, I guess. So we're going to initialize this pipe pair array list. We're going to initialize it with 3 pairs of pipes. Okay, so let's you know, we did one here, but let's make this more organized and move this in to a method. So let's control all them. Oh no, what's wrong? Cannot perform refactoring. Multiple output values. Okay, well, what did I do in my code here? Pipe pair.add. Pairs.add. Okay, so I think I got all of this. Let's see what happens when I do okay. Inner class, what the hell is it doing? I don't know, I'll type it out. Init first set of pipes. Oops. And then here I make a pipe for top pipe. And bottom pipe. Set the rotation on that guy. And we make a new pipe pair with the top and bottom. Okay, pair dot init first. And then we add it to the pipe pairs list. That's all we wanted. Okay, so then we want another method just like this. Init first set of pipes. So second and third, I'll just copy it twice. Second, third, and it's the same stuff except init second. And init third here. Okay, so init second, init third. Then we need to add all of our pipe pairs to the gameplay screen. So let's just make a method add pairs to stage. gameplay stage, give it the stage, and let's add this method. And all we're going to do is we're going to loop through our pipe pairs and add each pipe actor to the stage. So gameplay state, well, let's make our for loop. I equals 0, I is less than pipe pairs dot size, I plus plus. So it's going to go through each of our pipe pairs. Pipe pair gets get I. Add actor pair dot get bottom and get top. Okay, so that's good. So there we go. Let's see, is our pairs, are they moving? I don't know. Let's just run this and see what happens. Pipe, if we go into pipe act, yeah, I think null pointer. Init first set of pipes, pipe pairs. Okay, so pipe pairs is null. I think we just forgot to initialize this field here, so we can do that in the constructor here. Equals new okay. What's this? Nope, didn't want to do that. Okay, so there we go. We just initialized the pipe pairs list. So we gave it some memory to work with. Now it should be okay. Oh man, what happened? This is ugly. Okay, yeah, I think it just wants us to put the type in here. I wonder why. It says I can get rid of it, so I don't know. Okay, but there you go. It's working. So there's our 3 set of pipes, and then then we have nothing. So obviously all we have to do is make the first set of pipes. When the first set of pipes gets beyond this point here, it's going to add the right amount of X displacement to get it on the other side, on the right side of the last set of pipes. So I can do that fairly quickly by, in this pipe pairs class, I'm going to have this, for our pipe pairs, I'm going to have a update. Yeah, I'm going to make a update method. Well, public void update, and this is going to check if top. You can do if top or bottom, doesn't matter, they have the same Y position or the same X position. So if top pipe dot get X align dot right, we're going to look at the right side, the X position of the right side of the actor. If that right side is less than or equal to 0, we're going to set it, well, all we have to do now is, I was going to say all we have to do is initialize it again. But is that true? I don't think that's true, because we want to shift it the right amount. Let me just check what I did here. Oh yeah, well we already made this reinit pipes method that we're not using. That's exactly what this was made for. So yeah, if it's less than 0, I think we can just call reinit, and then it's going to give us a random Y opening to work with, and then it's going to use this X displacement which is the pipe spacing times the number of sets we have, which is 3, and it's going to add that to the x position of each pipe. Okay, so I wonder what the hotkey is to format code automatically, because I use it all the time in Eclipse and I don't know what it is in IntelliJ yet. I know you can do Control-Shift-A and it gives you this search thing to search for any action. So maybe I can find it here. Control-L. Okay. So let's put some crap in here. Control-Alt-L. Yeah, okay, it did something. Although it didn't exactly work the way I expected it to. Just Control-L. Yeah, okay. Doesn't get rid of the white space, I guess. But oh wait, what happened? Why is this? Oh, update. Okay, so it's underlined update because we're not actually calling it anywhere. Method update is never used. So another handy trick is I think you can do Control-H. No. Huh. Let's see. Let's do that again. Call Control-Alt-H. Yeah. So if you go on a method and you put your cursor there, you push Control-Alt-H, it'll show you where that method gets called from, which is like, I mean, you got to use those features to navigate code, otherwise you get lost so fast. So you can see I went over this method, I did Control-H, and it tells me that it's being called from here. So I go to my update, Control-H, it's not being called by anywhere. And it's also underlined by IntelliJ. So I'm going to call this update method to make sure the pipes get refreshed in the gameplay screen in the render method. So where's render? Oh, I gotta update pipe pairs, right? So I like to make a lot of little methods instead of putting everything in one giant function. So for each for I is less than pipe pairs dot size get I dot update. That's all we gotta do is loop through the pipe pairs and update them. Update each of them, and then they're gonna take care of themselves. So let's run this, and everything's gonna work. So here we go. We're playing Flappy Bird. There we go. You can see that when they go off the left-hand side of the screen, they're getting moved back to the right-hand side, and then they're scrolling to the left again. So I think that's it for this video. We're making some good progress. I just died. It's pretty sad. Pretty long video, so I think that's it. Next video, I might show you how to make the ground move, but I don't know. I think I might actually just skip over that, and maybe you can learn to do that yourself. It's pretty much the same way I handle these pipe pairs. I made like a pair of ground tiles, and then they just, you know, when it scrolls off the screen, it shifts over to the right-hand side. So I think I'll skip that video and leave that as an exercise for you guys. And if you get stuck, you can look at the GitHub repository. It has it all done in there already. So, alright guys, see you in the next video.